the last movie ends with the gang destroying the game, but what we discover early in this movie is that it didn't stay destroyed. And Spencer, for some reason, some gravitational pull towards the game, had to go back and get it. And unbeknownst to his friends, he's been hanging on to it all this time.
We were keenly aware of, obviously, the fortunate success that we had in the first one with Jumanji, and we wanted to raise the bar. We wanted to be better. We wanted to be bigger in some areas, but we also wanted to make sure that we were rooted in the foundation that really made the first one, I think, unique and appealing to everybody around the world, which was Hart. And we had this opportunity to introduce new characters, obviously Awkwafina's character, and also bring in the two Dannys that wound up really, this relationship that they had wound up anchoring our movie. So it was really, really, you know, for us, just, you know, what are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
I
didn't say nothing to
No,
you.
I'm just saying, I thought you said something.
No.
Jake was touching on it. You know, we had sort of this gift at the end of the last movie, which was that the game was busted. And so, obviously, as DJ was just saying, we wanted to come back and capture the success and the chemistry and the comedy and the action of the first movie, but we wanted to, sorry, no pun intended, we wanted to take it to another level. And the fact that the game was busted actually gave us a certain amount of freedom to take that idea and to change it up and to kind of break the rules of the first movie and do something different.
Yeah, and I think with that opportunity, you know, we had such great success with the first movie. We were all based in Hawaii, but this one, in wanting to just make everything bigger, we expanded in terms of our production scale, what we want to do with our partners. We brought in a great new second unit director. You'll see, I'm sure you guys felt in action with what Karen did, with what the guys were doing. And then on top of it, we went all over the place. So from first being in Hawaii, we were in Calgary, we were in New Mexico. We really just expanded the scope of the movie, and I think it really translated in a big way to a game that's broken and making sure it's given our team a really hard time.
Yeah. You want me to start?
Go ahead,
well,
champ.
Before I start, I have a sheet of my, this is my Spanish, because I'm basically, you know, I love Cabo, and I love coming to Mexico, and I love the people, and I just want to make sure that I, you know, embrace where I am. So I just want to start off by saying, ¿están listos para Jumanji? Right, and I just want to say also, bienvenidos al evento de Jumanji. El siguiente nivel. Okay.
Wow.
Now. Yes. I've been working.
Wow.
I'm really big on embracing the culture. No, listen, having the opportunity to portray legends is a big deal in general. This is something that you don't expect to have the opportunity to do, and when you have a project that's as massive as the one that we have, and creative people that are involved, and a director/writer that literally has ideas that are just outside the norm, things like this happen. So when the idea of me being Danny Glover came up, I was like, what the hell? Are you serious? And he said, yeah, I think it'll be great. And I said, not only will it be great, but I'm gonna do what I can to make this man happy about my portrayal of him. So it was a challenge within the idea that I was happy to step up to, and thank God it came out right.
It was a real honor and a true honor to portray and embody Danny DeVito. You know, and also too, I really think that is, and you guys have seen the movie. I believe everybody has seen the movie, right? So you guys know that you know, it's kind of like the cool magic of Jumanji, in that you get an opportunity to embody these other people. You know, and really it becomes this limitless idea of maybe multiple Jumanji universes and multiple people. So the fact that Kevin and I had this, you know, we admired these guys. All of us, by the way, have admired these guys. They're legends in our business. And also, too, you know, both Dannys have a very distinct way about them, a very distinct acting style, a very distinct cadence and tone, and rhythm in how they speak. So it was a lot of fun for Kevin and I both. And I think the relationship between Kevin and I, outside of our real friendship, that kind of, that you feel in the movie, was only made possible by the tone that our two Dannys set in the beginning of the movie.
Very true.
Where they are just best friends and kind of going through this strife and kind of ripped apart, but have known each other and have this love for each other for 30, 40 years. So I thank you both. Thank you very, very much for really coming on to our movie. Honestly, it was such a pleasure.
Yeah. Well said, buddy. Well said.
I was really, really honored to be part of this group, and it's like a friendship. They're all friends, and it's really great that they've embraced us, all of us, newbies, into their lives. I don't know how you did me, though.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
you did a
All I
great
did,
job.
I know,
I'm too old for this. No, no, I'm getting wrong part. I didn't want you to say. But it was funny. I mean, for me, sort of working with Danny number one, Danny number one, you know, and so it was a great, and to watch how they both incorporate DJ and also Kevin incorporate those kind of mannerisms that seem. You don't know when you're doing something that it becomes something other than what you're doing until somebody starts repeating you. You know, and it's great. He had me cracking up. I was laughing all over the theater when I saw him. You know, it's so beautiful, man. But it certainly was a lot of fun doing that, and a lot of fun having those moments with Danny. As Kevin said, we kind of set the tone of the kind of contentious, bickering kind of relationship that we had. We're able to enjoy, and that was great, man.
Yes, it was.
Great.
I play a character called Ming, and she is very mysterious, evidently. Kevin might have not gotten that memo. But no, she's no.
They saw the movie. It's not like I'm giving
they
a
saw the
surprise
movie.
to them. They
All
saw
good.
it.
And I appreciate your words as well. No, I really do. No, she's a cat burglar, and she's allergic to dander. So that's what I was told I could give away about the characters.
It was so much fun. I get nunchucks now. I mean, I can actually use them, and I own some, and it's just the most random skill I never thought I'd have ever in my life, but I really hope I have the opportunity to use it. Maybe like if someone attacked me on the street and I could see if I have the reflexes and the skills to react in the moment.
All right.
But that's not an invitation
Karen,
to attack me, so
That's
don't do
enough.
that.
Jesus Christ. That's enough, Karen.
I've been really aggressive.
Karen's been on one lately.
Yeah,
like
some-
really just aggressive.
Ever since I got
Something
school.
happened that we have yet to get to the bottom of with
Yeah.
Karen. And the
Just angry and
nunchucks
ready to
are.
fight.
By the way, when you guys see Karen in the movie, like I watched the movie, the final cut, not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was blown away. And I made the movie. We made the movie with Karen, but like her skill level of just kicking ass and how she really elevated those action sequences were amazing. So when you hear that, like,
Yes. Yes.
when you hear that, it's true. When you hear that iconic music, you know, Jack, you want to sing a little bit about that?
Jumanji.
Well,
That's
no,
not.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No.
Ooh, baby, I love your way every day, every day. Wanna sing with you now, lady.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Black.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it's the greatest video game in the world. It's got the best graphics. It makes you wonder who developed the game of Jumanji. Possibly a good plot line for Jumanji 3. Jake? I've been pushing him for a long time. Let's go to space and to see the aliens that developed the Jumanji technology. But he's like, Jack, we're not gonna open that can of worms. But, to answer your question, would I rather be old or young playing the game? I often think that when I retire, I'm just gonna play video games 24/7. So I'm gonna say old with the wisdom of age, playing a young man's game, or young woman's game, the young person's game. Who do I identify myself with most of all of the avatars? Of the ones that I play. Well, I had a ball playing my new character, inhabiting Sir Darius Blain's character. Fridge was an awesome challenge. And, obviously, Bethany, great character, too. I don't really think about which one is my favorite. In the moment, I just feel like this feels right, this sounds right to me, and I always feel like I'm hitting a home run, and it feels great. I love all my characters equally, all my avatars. Oh, I'm always the same avatar. It's so confusing. I love all the inhabitants of my avatar equally.
It's great fun working with these people. It's fun sitting here with them, and it's exactly as much fun working with them every day. They're just brilliantly funny, and all of them, to a body, just completely game. So we have, they're up for anything, will try anything. I feel like they've all been really kind of fearless about how they do this, because it's not, to play these characters that are so different from what they're like in most cases. It's you got to be sort of ready to go for it, and they're all just completely ready to go for it. So it's honestly nothing but fun doing this with these guys. In terms of how we do it, we start talking about it before we start and keep talking about it the whole time, and they have great ideas that they bring every single day, and that becomes a big part of it, and we try and just sort of dial it in and find it, and then I try to keep track of what everybody else in the movie is doing, what the kids are doing in the beginning of the movie, what, in this case, Danny and Danny are doing in the beginning of the movie, so that we can kind of trace it through, and you'll feel like you're watching the same people.
A shout out to our director and our leader, Jake, which I think is important to make. These are complicated movies. They're complicated movies with people playing a bunch of different parts. And he has all of that in his head and runs the set with such an incredible touch, but with such clarity of what we're there to do and what the tone is and what the characters are about in that moment. And it's amazing to watch. And as producers, I mean, that's a dream when you have a filmmaker, and I'm sure as actors too, who is as sure-footed as our director. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Jake.
Thanks, man.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very
Thanks
true.
for saying it. Thank you.
And I'm so sorry, before you ask your question, to point out, because we've been laughing and talking about this for such a long time, is since the inception of the first Jumanji, when we all first signed on to do this, that was 4 years ago, Jake has not stopped working on Jumanji. And so his life has been Jumanji for the past 4.5 years. Which
I
is
live it and
incredible.
breathe it.
Yes. So,
4 years.
Yeah.
yes.
But an incredible 4 years, and it's been a really pretty spectacular gift to be able to do this, and this team is just nothing but a joy. And then the people we make the movies with, in terms of the large behind-the-scenes team that it takes to do a thing like this with this much kind of technical sophistication and all these places we go, and I have this amazing group of people working with me in front of the camera and behind the camera, and it's been a pretty awesome thing.
You need to be a guy that everybody is okay with trusting.
That's right.
That's what you need to be. You have to have a certain talent, and you have to have a certain skill for everybody to assume that everything you say is what it is. So from everybody that worked underneath him, we all had a high level of trust, which is why we came back to do the movie again. And in doing the movie again, it was more bells and whistles than it was the first time. But nobody questioned anything. Nobody had doubt because we had trust. I think that's an amazing skill, and all of the accolades that will come this man's way are well-deserved. He is our leader, flat out. That man
Thanks,
is a
man.
4 more years.
Unbelievable.
I think now's the moment you announce. Do it.
It does feel to me like we have a magical chemistry. I love my castmates. I consider them good friends. And I think that's important. I think that translates to good chemistry on screen as well. You know what it's all about with Jumanji? It's about big laughs and big action. And I think we brought it even more intensely this time than last time. Funnier bits and incredibly big action sequences. We got some scary, good special effects and like action with mandrills. These are man-eating monkeys. We got killer ostriches. Man-eating ostriches. Good times, man. And Danny DeVito and Danny Glover kicking out the jams. And don't forget about Awkwafina. So funny and awesome. We got an incredible cast. Come check it out.
Right now we're in Cabo, and we're kicking off the Jumanji press junket, Jumanji the Next Level, and it's a lot of fun. We just had a toast over there on the bridge, and very happy to be here. Well, you know, I mean, it's an interesting thing. I really love them a lot, and I think you know, I'm the newest member of the Jumanji world, and I remember watching the first one and being like a total fangirl. So when I came onto set, I was nervous, but they definitely embraced me, and the chemistry that you see is definitely on and off camera. They're my dudes, yeah. Jake had a really clear vision, and he's passionate. And I think that, you know, from the first meeting I had to talk about the character of Ming, I could definitely tell that about him. And, you know, we were just in a press conference talking about the aspect of trust, and I think that it was, you can't help but really know that Jake is going to guide us in a good direction because he cares about the material, he cares about the stories, and every character he thinks out. And it's seriously an honor to work with him. Jumanji has always been a phenomena for me. When I was a kid, I watched the first movie and I was obsessed with it. And I making this movie, I would look back on that obsession. And I think it's because everybody wants to feel like a hero. Everyone wants to take a risk, and everyone wants to escape. And I think that in the world of Jumanji, anything is possible. And I think that the audiences that we saw here at this junket are so, they love it so much. They feel good, and that's how you feel making it and watching it. So go see it.
Well, it's exciting because we've been working on this movie all year long, and tonight we're kicking off the press junket in Cabo, and it's pretty spectacular. You know, we realized when we sat down to figure out how we were going to do a second movie that the opportunity that we had left at the end of the first movie is that the game is broken. That means that when they go back, anything could have happened. And so I always thought of it like, you know, walls have been torn down inside Jumanji, and suddenly we're going to be able to expand into entirely new parts of the world that we've never seen before. And in fact, it will even affect how the avatars manifest and who's playing what, and how the, you know, basically which characters everybody's playing. Something that we can do with these Jumanji movies that I think sort of no one else can do, which is you can bring the whole cast back together, but have everybody playing something different than what they were playing in the first movie. And we just felt like when we kind of zeroed in on that, we realized that there was just this sort of endless opportunity to, you know, refresh this idea and in fact have the adventure be entirely new again. So we got together and sort of had the conversation, and I sort of had this thought that what I really wanted to see was some characters at a completely different point in their lives go on the same journey that the kids we had seen in the first movie go on. And that was sort of what led us to this idea of the characters that Danny and Danny play, who find themselves sort of accidentally sucked into this game and put on this adventure that, you know, they maybe didn't realize they need to go on. I've worked on a lot of television, and I've worked on movies of all different kind of shapes and sizes now. And I can say these Jumanji movies are really built to be watched in a movie theater. And it's something that we think about and talk about all the time in terms of the scale and the, you know, the sequences, the action, the stunts, the sound of it, the music, the animals. It's all sort of built to be taken in on a 40-foot screen. And, you know, you can watch it other ways later in its life, but the very best way to see this movie is, without a doubt, with a big group of people, hopefully with people you love, in a movie theater. And we build it that way from the jump.
We're going to see many different environments. So we start off in the jungle, but then we venture to other levels, and it's all brand new. We end up in the desert, and we have to ride some camels, and we end up actually on snow-capped mountains, which is that's like the antithesis of where we started in the jungle. It's just so different. And we get some new outfits for the winter weather, which I'm excited about. If I'm being totally honest, like, we don't really even... It doesn't really shift from before action and after someone shouted action. Like, it's pretty consistent. Like, even doing interviews, it's so funny because we don't even notice when the cameras have started rolling. Like, these guys are so funny, and they relentlessly make fun of me in the best possible way, and kind of like a brotherly... I don't have any brothers, but now I know what it feels like to have them. And it's just so much fun. This is the most fun job ever. So, yes, Awkwafina we have, who is, I'm such a fan of her. She's so brilliantly funny. I've watched her videos on YouTube and her other performances, and she is, I mean, just comedic gold. And so we really needed basically another female in the movie who could really, like, deliver on that front. And she more than does that. And she's a perfect addition to this core cast. And I'm just excited to have another girl around. And then the two Dannys, I mean, what legends. They're so amazing, and we're all just sort of in awe of them when they're on set. It's like, oh, the Dannys are here. Like, we need to be on our best behavior and learn something from them. Audiences can look forward to brand new characters. We have brand new players. We have two old men trapped in a video game, which is just so funny. We've got Fridge trapped in Jack's body now, so he's just flailing around dealing with that. And because I'm the only original player in their original avatar, I kind of have to step up and be the leader of the gang. And so we see Martha, this shy girl from the last movie, completely leading the charge, which is really cool compared to how she started off.
So we are in Cabo for the press junket for Jumanji: The Next Level. We showed the movie for the first time here, and this is the beginning of the launch of the movie to the whole world, and we're incredibly excited. It's been a long road and also an incredibly short road. You know, we made this movie, and we I think blew it out. You know, the marching orders to ourselves, the challenge was to take a movie that we loved and that audiences really responded to and seemed to love, and to capture that again, but to do it on an even bigger level. And we didn't have a ton of time, but we had the greatest writer and director out there, which is Jake Kasdan, as our leader, and the greatest cast in the world. And because we had a familiarity with each other and we'd done this before, I think we were able to sort of get it done, and here we are, which is amazing, and just super excited to put this movie in the world and make people smile at Christmas. All of the action is bigger. The set pieces are bigger. You know, the thing that happened at the end of the first movie is that in the very end, the kids broke the game, because why wouldn't you? You know, let's not relive that. The game, for a certain reason that's in the movie, comes back, but it's broken. And so what that gave us was license to do things that were unpredictable, which make the movie more dangerous and make the set pieces more dangerous and make the stakes higher for the characters. So we were able to sort of elevate everything and at the same time tell a really emotional story about these characters and also make it funny. You know, it's a comedy. It's a big action adventure comedy, and so all of that is sort of the DNA of Jumanji, and hopefully we gave people everything that they loved before and then some. Being on the set of Jumanji it's hard. Making movies is hard. The weather is challenging. The daylight when you're outside, it comes with a lot of challenges. But the spirit and the camaraderie among all of us, in front of the camera and behind the camera, is so positive that you know it's a dream to work on a movie like this. And they're not all like this. But this is a group of people that love what they do and love working together. So, and I think that translates. I actually do believe that you can feel that in the DNA of these movies, you know, that people are having a really good time working on them. I mean, I think you can expect everything that you loved about Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and a whole lot more. I mean, we added incredibly iconic characters to the mix. So Danny DeVito and Danny Glover and Awkwafina. And it's all of that crazy idea of the first movie, but kind of turned on its head. You know, we have a reason to be here. We're telling a really great story. And just when you thought you sort of understood what Jumanji was about and how you had to survive it, we're going to come along with a movie that tells you have no idea what you're in for. And it's just, to me, it is what great family movie making is about. And it's what, you know, I want to do with my holiday with my family, is go to a movie and just be transported. So hopefully that's what we're going to give you.
We are in Cabo, Mexico, at the International Jumanji Junket. Years in the making, huge production scale, blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of laughs. And we're finally here and couldn't be more excited to finally be able to bring Jumanji to the next level to all the world and to all these wonderful fans and press. It's awesome. When you're lucky enough to have a movie like the first Jumanji that was received so well, now it's on us to go and make sure we make a worthy sequel, and that's a testament to Jake, where he just was able to create a story that raised the levels, but it truly felt needed to be told. And so here we are with, you know, we build off the first one, the game's now broken, and everything's bigger, and everything's much more challenging, and all our avatars are in much more danger. So whereas in the first movie we were just in the jungle, we're in snow-capped mountains here, we're in the desert, you name it, our guys are in it, and they're dealing with mandrills, they're dealing with killer ostriches, all kinds of threats, and ultimately the stakes are so high and the challenges are so rough that there's not a guarantee that everyone's going to make it back. And I think this is one of those movies that you're going to find, you're going to laugh, you're going to be scared, and you may shed a tear as well. We really are really proud of what we made, and we think fans are going to really love it. Look, the joy of going a second time around is the chemistry and the camaraderie between the filmmakers and the cast. It's on a whole new level now. So it's like where the first movie you have actors that are meeting each other for the first time, filmmakers. Now there's a shorthand and there's a relationship that really translates onto screen. And the truth is, you know, on the filmmaker side, we've all been fortunate enough to make several films, but I've never been a part of a cast that is as close and as friendly. I mean, all these guys are really close friends, and they're all good people, and that is something that you may not even have to talk about, but you can just pick it up in the films and in the scenes with each other. Everyone loves each other, everyone cares about each other, and unfortunately, Hollywood's not always like that, so anytime you do get an opportunity like that, this is truly a family, and it's a privilege to produce a movie like this and to have these kinds of filmmakers and actors with you, and I think it really shows on screen.
Still talking to your friends? It's complicated.
Many a tear has to fall.
When we first got together,
But it's all
we were different people.
in the game. All in the wonderful game.
Grandpa Eddie?
Anthony?
This is Martha and Bethany. This is Spencer's grandfather.
Nice to meet you.
Morning.
Sorry to barge in on you.
You're not barging, he's barging.
Milo Walker.
Did you guys see Spencer?
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Are you out of your mind? We haven't even picked our guys yet.
Oh, I hate this part. All right.
You hear something?
Huh?
Spencer.
Huh?
What?
Who are you?
Oh my God. You're Spencer's grandfather.
Are we in Florida?
And you?
Milo Walker. Did I die and turn into some kind of a small, muscular Boy Scout?
Are we dead?
Bethany?
No!
Rich?
I'm the old fat dude. This can't be happening!
My hip sure feels good now.
Look at my thighs.
Look at your thighs.
Look at my thighs.
Okay, we have some issues here. The game is busted.
It was a game. I'm not it. I don't want to be it.
Welcome to Jumanji. This next venture is even more challenging. And remember, the future of Jumanji is in your hands.
I have one important question. Who is Jumanji?
Is that Barbara's boy?
We're gonna die.
We did die.
Are we in hell?
I knew it.
Oh my God.
This is a whole new thing. You got to have eyes in the back of your head.
What in the Sam Hill?
What the hell is this?
It's your strengths and weaknesses.
Smoldering intensity? It's a stupid face you make. Huh?
What's going on? You having a heart attack? Breathe. Breathe. His whole left side is shutting down. Eddie.
All in the wonderful.
Where's the jungle? This is a whole new thing. Nobody told us we had to do a whole new thing.
Okay, something went wrong.
Come on, I'm coming.
Grandpa Eddie?
Morning.
Did you guys see Spencer?
Who's that? I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
You hear something? We haven't even picked our guys yet.
Are we in Florida?
Oh my God.
Wait. We're in the wrong body!
My joints feel like butter.
Oh, never. I feel loose myself.
This can't be happening! I came back and things actually got worse.
Look at this. 1, 2, 3.
We have some issues here. The game is busted.
Listen up now. This is a dangerous place. You got to have eyes in the back of your head.
What in the Sam Hill just happened to him?
What the hell is this? Would you look at me? I haven't looked like this since...
Never. You look like this never.
I think my eyes are a different color.
All of you is a different color.
Check this out. Strengths and weaknesses. Linguistics.
Oh, goodness.
Nunchucks. That's new.
Damn, that's a good list. Weaknesses, heat, sun, and sand. How is this guy a character in an adventure game? Man, it is hot out here.
We have to find Spencer and Bethany.
This next adventure is even more challenging. This time, not all of you will leave the game alive.
Bethany thought you might need some help.
Where is Bethany?
She's right here.
She says, oh my God, like I'm a total horse.
Yep, that's Bethany.
Hey.
You are a terrible driver.
What are you talking about? I just passed my driver's test last month again. We're not going to make it. We're going to make it. I don't think we're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're not going to make it.
What happened?
Yes, I'm back. I missed you so much. Oh my God, you guys, hi.
Bethany?
You guys, we're back in Jumanji.